Brooke Goldstein joining us. She's executive director of the Lawfare project. So, Brooke, can you explain why Jewish and Muslim groups are upset? How does Belgium's law infringe on religious rights?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. People are upset because there is an absolutely absurd ruling that just came down from the European Court of Justice that said the EU states have absolute discretion to ban religious slaughter as long as it respects religious freedom. I mean, it's ridiculous on its face. And what it really has done is set a precedent for regions like Flanders and Wallonia in Belgium to prohibit both kosher and halal slaughter. This is a basic civil rights issue. And we all know what happened last time Europe banned the kosher slaughter of animals. They were quick to slaughter human beings. This is not an exaggeration. People are now talking about EU states attempting to ban Brit Milah as well. So Europe has to decide, is it going to respect the rule of law, or is it going to go down a very dark path, one it has gone down before, by restricting religious freedoms in this way that is completely a violation of the civil rights, the human rights, and the religious rights of its citizens.
Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. You know, if in fact it is more humane to slaughter animals by stunning them first, shouldn't religions take that into consideration and adapt with the times? And isn't the government responsible for taking care of both human and animal rights? Is there another way to go about handling this issue?
Well, you would think, right? But it's not a ruling that's about animal rights. If it was, then there would also be laws and there would also be discussion about the way the animal is handled all the way up until it's slaughtered. Instead, what these regions have done in Belgium is issue a rule that bans a religious practice at the moment of death. They don't talk about how animals are treated while they're born. They don't talk about how a baby calf is taken away from a mother to induce milk, and that mother is milked from the minute she delivers until her death. They don't talk about the disgusting way in which they transport animals. They have not outlawed shooting animals for hunting purposes. They have not outlawed boiling lobsters while they scream in hot water. The excuse that this is about animal rights is bogus on its face. This is a targeted attack and a very intentional attack by a feeble-minded court on the religious freedoms of its citizens.
All right, quick answer here. These groups are also saying that this is just an excuse for anti-immigration attitudes. How much of that are we seeing in Belgium?
You know, I don't know what the motive is behind the law. I'm a lawyer, I'm not a psychologist. All I can say is that when you have courts of law issue these types of arbitrary rulings that go to the heart of the ability of EU citizens to freely practice their religion, that is not democracy. That is called fascism. And it will go in a very dark direction unless an immense amount of pressure is put on these EU countries to change the law that the European Court of Justice claims that it is interpreting fairly.
All right. Well, Brooke Goldstein, thank you so much for joining us.